It was just a regular day in high school. My classmates and I were discussing which colleges we would attend and which majors we were going to pursue. I told my friends, "Oh, I'm going to be studying political science at Arizona State University." They turned to me, shocked, and said, "Political science? Really? Isn't that mainly for the guys who want to go into politics?" After that, we quickly moved on to the next classmate, who was a female. She was going to study nursing. Then one of my male classmates went. He was going to study engineering. And by the time the whole class had shared that they were what they were going to major in, I was the only one who was asked about why I chose political science, given that it's such a male-dominated field. I told them that I simply didn't realize that political science was such a male-centered field because I only saw it as an opportunity to help others. This memory prompted me to analyze how the social construction of gender influences career aspirations and fields of study among college students. To start, as we have learned throughout the modules, gender is not just an identity or something we are. It is also a social construct. According to the textbook on page 31, gender is a social construct, a collection of traits that we gather and choose to see as either masculine or feminine, even though the connections between them might not be all that logical. For example, if I were to ask you to name one sports player, more often than not, someone would reply with a male sports player, as sports in a social construct are considered to be overtly masculine. In the article Choice of Majors, Are Women Really Different from Men? The researchers state that women predominantly major in fields that steer them into lower paid occupations such as education and social sciences, and that the gender concentration of a major is not only determined by students' initial choices, but also by their major switching behavior during college. I found this quite interesting as being a political science major is considered a social science, but it is also perceived as a male-dominated field. During their research, they found that 11% of students in their data changed majors at least once, with almost 60% of those who switched majors being female. However, this social construct begins even before students start thinking about what they want to pursue in college or where they even want to go. As shown in the textbook, some women may not have the temperament to be a family-focused parent or the ambition to pursue a demanding career. So, they often opt for a middle ground that seems practical or potentially rewarding to them rather than an ideal career. As we have also learned throughout the course, our upbringing and our culture also plays a large role in the construction of these stereotypes. Researchers Alden and Newman find in their research that the males who are from countries with a higher female relative in STEM contribute to the gender convergence in their choice of major by choosing either female dominated to gender mixed fields to a larger extent. On the other hand, women tend to choose female dominated fields to a lesser extent and tend to turn more towards gender mixed fields and not to STEM or male dominated fields. The textbook reaffirms their study, stating that women are 4 times as likely to major in education as men, while men are more than 3 times as likely to major in engineering. In another study, researchers argued that the elimination of vertical gender norms regarding women's access to the labor market actually reshaped rather than removed these norms and paved the way for more horizontal forms of social differentiation between genders. Furthermore, when looking at the increased gender harassment and bias that women in male-dominated fields face, theories related to male dominance suggest that men in college majors that are male dominated may often view their female classmates in a stereotypical manner that demonstrates clear biases. In this study, the researchers found that the negative behaviors are present prior to entering the workforce and could actually contribute to women deciding against male-dominated majors, therefore leading to the increase in male dominance. This research speaks heavily to the double bind that women face and the belief that in order to be a powerful woman, you must fail. And to succeed is to give up the power you possess. I myself find myself doubting my own capabilities about whether I will eventually succumb to the double bind as I progress throughout my career. My dream career is to be an international diplomat, and I've had to have tough conversations with my family about what this job could potentially look like if I ever decide to settle down and have a family and have a kid. My answer is always, I'm not really sure. Ultimately, what I observed through both my research and personal experiences is that these gendered expectations and stereotypes not only influence what college students choose to major in, but also how students perceive themselves and their choices. The social construction of gender no doubt guides students towards certain majors while discouraging them from others long before they set foot on campus. It is essential to always seek out how we can support each and every student in their chosen major based on their interests and abilities rather than the stereotypes that we often see in today's world.